So, I needed a moment. Hey, what's poppin', everybody? I do not even know where to start. Today was going great. Today was an amazing day. For the most part, or it started off as for me. I woke up and I didn't have to open any. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm shaking. Before I left, I went to work knowing today was going to be a really good day. And I've been using Pokemon cards as like my little comfort thing. And today was so good, I didn't even open today's pack. After work, I went to the movies with some friends and we saw the new Spider-Man movie. I rate that movie. I'm gonna get into that in a second. The video that I planned on doing this week was about Midsommar, how good of a movie it was. And also I watched Kennie JD's videos about the movie. I saw some of them. I'll link something below, but the one that I saw was part 2. So maybe she mentioned what I'm going to talk about in part 1. I'm not completely sure, but this is just kind of a video that I just felt the need to go ahead and sit and do now. Clearly, Midsommar was the video that I planned on doing, and then I ended up seeing Spider-Man No Way Home tonight. Shout out Gabby, because thank you for that. On my way home, I saw a gentleman attempt to commit suicide. And he did it by running in front of an 18-wheeler. And I just so happened to kind of be there beside everything. And the gentleman was really worked up, is saying like I was 2 blocks from home, like I was almost home. And the other guy, I don't know if I'll leave this in or not, but he intentionally, he waited for it to come and ran in front of it. That was a lot to process after a movie that I just processed. That was a lot. That was new. Kennie JD hit on a lot of great things about the movie, because Midsommar, I think wins over Hereditary as of right now, and I may get into that later. But she hit a lot of great points when it came to that movie. Like I said, I don't know if she necessarily spoke on this part, but she did say that she saw a lot of people in the review taking away from Midsommar. Well, at least she found a happy home in the end. It's literally a horror movie about, the murder of other people, the assault of a man. People were still taking away from it. Well, this one girl that was alone, or at least she had a home in the end, she had a family. So many horrific things, but people found comfort in that part. And she hit on a whole bunch of other, like I said, I'm gonna, especially that part 2, girl, chef's kiss. She hit on a lot of important parts, and I like the Easter eggs and this. But a lot of people, I think what they took away from that movie is that there was someone who was alone. She was grieving, and she just lost her mother and her father and her sister all in one night. And the person that she felt that she should have been able to take comfort from, she wasn't able to. Primarily, well, not primarily, but because he also kind of didn't want to be with her anymore. And I'm sorry, because Kennie JD's video was actually so good. Was he worse for staying with her knowing he didn't want to be with her? I'm definitely rambling, but I'm still kind of processing what I just saw. Hopefully he is okay. I did see movement. I did see sign of life. So hopefully he is okay. I may do a whole nother video on the actual Spider-Man movie. Leave a comment down below if you want that, because I think this video is going to go up pretty quickly. I don't know if I'm really going to get any sleep tonight, so #editing. The movie, I will say I give 10,000 out of 10. Let me just say, the nostalgia, the everything, it was amazing. Like I took gymnastics, the stunts, all that stuff was actually really good, and I enjoyed it. We literally took up like the whole back row, and it was nice to be with a group full of people who liked what I like. Even if we don't have everything in common, it was a group full of people and we had that in common, which is kind of circling me back around to the whole Midsommar thing, and I might circle back to Spider-Man, which of course was the multiverse. Or yeah, there was a multiverse. I think so many people took away from Midsommar that Danny finally found a home because she was going through a lot of trauma and she wasn't comforted. So even when she lost her parents, even when she lost her sister, her boyfriend at the time wasn't holding her, wasn't consoling her. She was kind of just laying on him. He was just there. And I feel like a lot of people feel that way. And of course, I have no idea what that guy was going through or what he was thinking or if he was ill or if he really thought he could make it across the street. But I feel like a lot of people feel alone. Maybe at one point, well, I know several times I felt like I was alone or like nobody got it. And I have loved ones. I have a mom, I have a sister, I have sisters. I have people who love me. And there have been times where I just felt alone. So I understand that. I understand why so many people took away from Midsommar. It's this girl who was crying, who was always in pain. And then she finally found a group of people who definitely manipulated the situation, who were able to feel her pain. There's a scene where she catches her boyfriend cheating. And I do air quotes, watch Kennie JD's video. It'll help catch you up to speed. There are spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, but what she presumes is him cheating. And what she presumes is him cheating. And in the end, spoiler, she has to make a decision between his life and another. And she chose his life. And people felt like it was justified, even though she was, again, manipulated. So it was her decision, but it was a decision that was guided. Still, people were able to really relate to that. Because like I said, I feel like most people feel or have felt alone at some point. So there's a scene in the movie where she's crying and all the women draw around her, start mimicking her cry. People want to be heard, want to be felt. Everything that she was going through alone, she had people to go through it with. So she didn't feel like she was burdening one person. She didn't feel like she was giving all her issues to one person. For herself, she had a collective. While there are many things about that movie that are red flags and white flags and flags, I think people's mind steered away from the subtle racism and moved more towards the idea that, and because it's a horror movie, people also like to try to find the happy endings. But it's a girl who was going through a lot of traumatic stuff. Most of us. And was alone in her pain. And she eventually found a community whom many of them probably have also endured pain. All of them most likely have endured trauma. Was able to be amongst others that, whether they could relate or not, crying with you when you wanted to cry, they were screaming when you wanted to scream. I'm gonna do a whole nother video about Midsommar because the movie really is good. There's a lot of stuff in there. Bring it forward to Spider-Man with all of the multiverses. And I love the nostalgia of it. And I loved the fact that we got to see Tobey and Andrew, because I was one of those people who was stuck on Tobey is still Spider-Man and Tom Holland is definitely a really good Peter Parker, but I grew up with Tobey, so Tobey is who I know and that's my Spider-Man. Tom, you won me over tonight. You did. You and Zendaya did the thing with that movie. You really did. And everything, even your decisions in the end, like, I could try to have some things to say. Oof, I'm just not realizing I look rough. I could have some stuff to say, but that movie was really good. 10 out of 10, 10,000 out of 10. From the visuals to, it was amazing. I'm gonna do another video on that. Comment down below if you guys want a video on that movie. I felt like I needed to go ahead and post this video, and I don't think I'm gonna do a whole bunch of editing to it. Just maybe cut out the long breaks where I had to get myself together. A lot of people are feeling alone. And in Spider-Man, there was a multiverse. And he, of course, was the only Spider-Man in our universe or his universe, whatever. But there were Spider-Mans from other universes who knew or experienced the things he experienced, who knew how he was feeling, knew certain things he was going through. I'm sorry, that movie really pulled that so much in me. From Andrew's Peter and his evolution, hashtag Zendaya, from Toby's evolution. Yes, they did. Sorry, I'm spoiling just a little bit. I'm trying to still be vague. From the Dr. Ock to someone from the first movie to the end credits. That movie was just really good. I think he was ecstatic to meet him or the version of Peter from different universes, and he still had his family and the people that he loved, but it was different because they understood the grief and the everything. And I'm just gonna keep it real and keep it a $150. Trauma, experienced it. Grief, experienced it. Betrayal, experienced it. Like, life, experienced it. And not to say that those things are life, but those things can be a part of life. My point in saying all this, and I hope by the time I edit everything makes sense, everyone at a certain point has felt alone. But we are not alone on this planet of 7 billion plus people. You're not alone. So the things that you're going through, please try to get through them. We're not alone on this planet with so many people, and you may feel like there's no one that likes the things that you like. There's no one who's interested in the things that you are interested in. This is coming from a girl who loved math and science in middle school, who was so hype about science fairs at a time when people were not hyped about science fairs and probably still are not hyped about science fairs. Long story short, it's coming from a big nerd who liked K-pop and alternative music as much as she liked R&B and hip-hop in high school, in middle school, throughout college. This is coming from her, who didn't necessarily feel comfortable in her skin, who didn't always feel like she was beautiful, who at times did not believe she was beautiful. We have all felt alone, but none of us are alone. I really hope that if anyone needed to hear that you are not alone, that you are not. If you need someone to talk to me. I talk back. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late to get a second chance. It's never too late to find your tribe or your group of people. Please don't let it be a cult. Sorry to say that. Please don't let it be a cult who's comfortable murdering people. Don't do that. But you felt strange because you liked anime, I guarantee you there are 10,000 plus more people maybe where you are or somewhere else that like it. You felt strange because you were socially awkward, I guarantee you there are 20,000 plus people who are socially awkward, some more than you, some less, some who will understand some of your situation, some who won't, but some who will try to empathize, some who will still be there for you. But you're not alone. Google it, search it, YouTube it, Twitter it, TikTok it, Instagram it. There's someone who likes the things that you like. There's always someone who likes the things that you like. You are never alone. You never have to get to the point where you want to take your life, because life is so beautiful. Life gets better. And there are times when you really think it won't. There'll be times when you believe that it won't. There will be times when you almost know that it won't, but it will get better, and you will get through it, and you will find your tribe, you will find your people, and you will find communities. Not a community, but communities, because we're not homogenous in the things that we like. We can be all over the place and like many things, and find people who accept us for liking those many things. I love the fact that in every single universe, Spider-Man is a nerd. Like, Spider-Man is a geek. He's not the jock. Like, granted, yes, he is Spider-Man, so I mean, he's tough. But he's not a prom king. He's not what society would push as what you want to be. He was a big nerd who wanted to go to school and be an engineer and was in the science lab. I love that tech is finally becoming a little bit more popular. And I think I've seen a lot of people kind of have this issue, but also when I first started seeing several things that I liked become popular, I was kind of like, that's not fair. I mean, my God, for liking this stuff, and now everybody's liking this stuff. But I think the more that things become accepted, the more that being different is being accepted, those that are different to us, the more that we're seeing that there are people who have experiences that we've experienced. We're finding comfort. We're finding acceptance in others and in ourselves. But I can't stress enough, guys, we're not alone. You're not alone. Be you. Like the things that you like within reason. If you like some super bad stuff, hey, you talk to somebody. If you don't like super bad stuff but you're going through something, there are therapists, there are helplines. You should never get to the point where you feel like you want to take your life. There are means and ways, especially in 2021, as science and math have advanced. There are ways to get help. There are ways to better ourselves. And trust me, if anybody knows, I've been living in certain situations that feel almost impossible to fix, but things will get better for me and for you and for everyone. One of the quotes, it was a sad part in the movie, but one of the quotes in the movie, if you see it, when you help someone, you help everyone, or something like that. Honestly, I can't even think straight. But when you help someone, it does leave an impression. And I talked to my mom about this, about in superhero movies, they always make the villain stronger than the superhero. And I get that. Bad guy does something, superhero fixes the problem, movie over. I get cinematically that isn't what makes people come see movies. But what's popular versus what's different, we outnumber that. The bad guys, because of their lack of morality, does not make them better, does not make them stronger. It does make them a little bit more wicked, so they are willing to maybe go means that we wouldn't necessarily feel the need to do. But having morals, being a good person, being nice, even if you are getting looked over, being a good person, that does not make you weak. Thinking things won't get better and feeling hopeless does not make you weak. But making a decision, even when you feel hopeless, even when things seem like they won't get better, keep living. My grandmother used to say to me quite often, just keep living. So you're going to go through that heartbreak and you're going to cry, but just keep living. You're going to lose someone very close to you and you don't know how you're going to get through it, but you just keep living. You're going to make a mistake, some that you can come back from, some that you can't undo. But you just keep living, because every day that you make it through, you've made it through. And you get through to the other side, and there is an other side. And the other side is what you make it. So I know I've done a lot of rambling. I don't know. But I love you guys. I just want you guys to know, if you're watching, you're not alone. Regardless of who you are, regardless of who you like heavy metal, cool. There are people who like heavy metal. You like getting your nails done, there are people who love getting their nails done. You like video games, I like video games. You like Pokemon, I like Pokemon. Talk about the things that you like, that you enjoy, and the more you talk about it, I guarantee you will find others that like the things that you like, that want to talk about the things that you talk about. I have a friend who's into drones. And he was like, bro, I didn't realize how many people I know that already have drones until I started talking about drones. Talk about the things that you like. there is someone around you who may be going through exactly what you're going through. They don't know how to handle it either, and they also feel alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. None of us are alone. You have someone. And one of my love languages is physical touch. I like holding hands. I like hugs. For the most part, the only person that really hugs me is probably my mom. It's cool. It's whatever. Find your love languages. Find what makes you happy. Find the things that you like. And sometimes nobody around you is going to like those things. Before this year, I didn't know anybody who cared about Pokemon cards. I knew some people maybe like in 4th grade who had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I knew Tori in middle school. She had Naruto cards. Before this year, I didn't really know anyone who liked Pokemon cards. Before this year, I didn't know people who were really into K-dramas like I like K-dramas. Besides a couple of my cousins, this year I put my mom on. She's been watching it. Hashtag Hellbound. It's a pretty good show. Check it out. But talk about the things you like, the games you play, the music you listen to, the things that you create, the hobbies that you have. You're not alone. You who like science, you who like math, you who like language arts, you who likes history. Talk about the things you like, and there will be people, frankly, who don't like the things that you like, and they will let it be known. We don't want to hear what you have to say. We don't want to hear what you're talking about. Find people who do. And there will be times where you feel like you can't find those people. You look in, you can't find them. They are there. They're there. I promise you they're there. I promise you they're there. And until you find them, yo, comment below. Comment below. Even with everything I saw today, that movie gave me so much hope. I was really, ooh, it's crazy how just not even a minute can derail everything. But I was so excited to get ready tomorrow and get all dressed up and talk about how the movie left me feeling so hopeful and so nostalgic and just so everything. It really is a really good movie. Really is a good movie. And then I saw that still a glass is kind of half full kind of girl. Watch the movie. I'm a glass is pretty full. Even when people are taking sips and looks like the glass is dang near empty, it's still something in that glass. And I'm filling the glass back up as we speak. I'm going to get a refill. But I just can't stress enough how we're not alone. MJ said it. One of the most loved and known, which is another thing in the movie, also felt sadness, depression. We have to better ourselves and help others. And I really wish I could have done more. Again, like I said, we saw signs of life, so hopefully he's okay. I definitely did some panicking and such, but I'm okay. It was a lot. I don't know. If you've ever felt alone, give this video a thumbs up so that someone else that is maybe feeling like they can't do it anymore, they can't take whatever anymore, they can't live their life anymore, this life in this universe that we have, that they can't do it anymore, so they know that they're not alone. And that there's someone else who's feeling what they're feeling and maybe going through or have gone through what they're going through. And eventually maybe they'll feel comfortable enough or accepted enough to deal with these things and to have love for themselves and others. Like I said, I can't sleep, so I'm probably gonna edit these videos tonight. It'll be up tomorrow. It was a good-ass movie. But my brain hurts from the ups and downs. My mom kind of say that we're not good at like this. When I'm sad, sometimes I'm just sad. When I'm happy, I just need to stay up here. I need to stay in my own zone. And today has been a lot of this and that. And life is a lot of this and that. And this year recent years, I felt very alone. And I found a lot of comfort in that loneliness as of recent, because within this past year, while I felt so very alone, I found people that I can talk to about my strange hobbies, even when I feel no one else will listen. Even when I know I can't talk to them about those certain things around other people. I understand that others are working in progress, just like I'm a work in progress. And you have to sometimes take people where they are, and sometimes leave people where they are, and sometimes take people for what they are, what they've been, and sometimes give second chances. But having a good heart, I encourage you to stay strong. I encourage you to still be a good-hearted person. I encourage you to be courageous. I encourage you to love others and love yourself. I'm definitely kind of stunned, so almost hyperventilated on the way home. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and speak these things into existence while I'm here. Shoes. I'm gonna do a video on StockX versus actual retail versus Go and other third-party apps or whatever, where you can get some cool shoes. So paying full price versus making bids and this and that and the other. I've gotten some pretty bomb shoes as of recent. I'm gonna get a pair real quick. Sorry, because look how crisp these shoes are. Look how crisp these shoes are. I am from a generation, I love that I can say that now. I am of a time, i.e. my mom instilled in me that K-Swiss and Air Force One should stay white. They should stay crispy clean. I don't know what it is with y'all young folks these days wearing your Air Force Ones every single day. Like, no, you pop those out. Anyways, as you can see, my hair is definitely different. I definitely still have green in here. You can't really see it too much right now. I'll show you when I actually do the review on this hair. But I reached out to several companies, one to which I may even be an ambassador for. Excited. I plan on doing some hair reviews on here. Your girl has very close to her a couple decks of Pokemon cards that I bought. With some, you know, we're gonna talk about the holos, we're gonna talk about the foils. A couple of days ago made me so excited. Somebody's gonna care, somebody's not gonna give to. Hold on. Miss Charizard, like, look at her. I just love seeing holo cards. So much stuff to come. Keep living, just keep living. There will be so much more to come for you within your circumstances from me, and when I'm ready to go on and show y'all, because I've been holding back. But tonight, from this morning and feeling great to watching the movie to seeing that, put a lot of things into perspective. And I've been growing in clarity and growing in perspective for a long time, but definitely within these past 2 years, definitely within this past year. Y'all, COVID really just, I don't know, especially is what I'm seeing in the USA, but I know great discomfort brings about change. And I know the more that you go through, sometimes the more you're able to understand. So let's all do a great job at a better job, because you could be doing great. Do better. Apply what you know at understanding. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Talk to me, I'll talk back. I truly am emotionally and physically and mentally exhausted right now, but I'm gonna keep going, and tomorrow we're gonna do it all over again, and we're gonna just keep living. Please, just keep living. I love you guys. I love you, who's ever watching it. If you made it this, Let's talk it through. Let's cry together. Let's get it. Let's go.
I'm ready when you are. Killing our car. Killing our car.